Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Tyler Langley of Brighton Boys Cross Country. How's it going?
It's going good. How are you?
Doing well. I know you guys just wrapped up the season a few weeks ago at States and MIS. Not the way that you wanted to end the season, but overall, still a pretty solid year.
Yeah, it was a pretty good year. Third place is nothing to be angry about. We competed well to the end, and overall, I mean, gotta be happy with a third place in the state meet.
Yeah, for sure. Talking about this game, this season overall, what is it? How do you think that you did personally to help your team win?
Um, Personally, I felt like I tried to be as consistent as possible through like any problems, anything that would come up. I just wanted to be like a strong force of positivity and stay consistent, and yeah, and then be a good leader too.
Um, okay, let me ask you this. I know everyone kind of does their own thing before a race, like leading up to a race. Do you are you one to keep to yourself, or is everyone, or are you one to? I need to talk to as many people as I can about absolutely anything but the race before the race.
Yeah, so freshman year, I definitely like to keep to myself a lot. And then as I've grown older, I think I've come to appreciate like being able to talk to people about things. Um, and I just try to like just keep everything positive and looking forward. And I feel like that gives us our best shot of succeeding, and it's the best thing for me to succeed.
Yeah. Um, Talk about like going in. What was the race that you just said like I want to just I'll put it all together and I just did it.
Oh man. I feel like Spartan, I feel like that was one of my best races for me. And I was the first time I'd ever gone out sub 5 minutes, I think. And I wanted to just like put everything on the line and just see what would happen. And I felt like I competed really well down the stretch. And it kind of showed me like how I like to race. And I realized like, hey, like it's okay to hurt really bad the first mile. I can still like stay mentally strong and stay in it and keep after it. And I kind of took that to the rest of the season, and I felt like it was a good breakout race for me.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Do you is there like a certain song that you listen to before a race?
Um, I listened to a lot of Kanye West. At least I used to. Quinn, Cullen, he really listened to a lot of Kanye West, so he kind of like brought it upon me. So I started listening to it. Other than that, My Way by Frank Sinatra. I
Yeah.
also listened to that. I really, really like to listen to that song. It's a good way to like smooth out my thought process and kind of like create some peace before I race. So yeah.
Okay. Um, Going into let's see. I know you're only a junior if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes. Yes, I'm a junior.
So, going into your junior year, coming out of and heading into your junior year of XC, did you feel more comfortable being with everybody? Because it's a lot. I mean, I don't know how many guys are coming back for next year, but overall, you feel more confidence heading into next year? Because I know we got track season to worry about, but overall for XC season, are you feel more confident heading in as knowing that you'll be a senior next year?
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like freshman year is a little iffy. But I got the system we have built. You get like by the time you start racing, I felt like even my freshman year, like everyone had my back, and I knew that from like the get go. And so now going into senior year, I just try to make sure that like the freshman and the sophomore realize that we all have their backs, and I know we can succeed next year, and I want everyone to know that. And that's kind of my thought process going into next year.
The freshman year for you was also the COVID year, so
Yes, it was the COVID year.
that what a way to come into high school, by the way.
Yeah.
Um, so heading into track season, how excited are you? Because it's like, yep, we'll just pick up right where we left off.
Yeah. I'm trying. I've never been like the biggest track person. I mean, track is fun, but this year, I really want to make like a change to that and be like, and I'm really determined to be like, track isn't just for cross country. Like, I'm determined to make track like a great season. I think we can really do some really fun things at Brighton this year for track. So I'm determined to get after it and compete hard, and we'll see what happens.
For sure. Um, let's get to know you a little bit, Tyler. How about that?
Sounds great.
Okay, so do you have any running superstitions?
I think superstitions. For a long time, I felt like I had to take an Epsom salt race or Epsom salt bath before each race. And was very superstitious of that for a long time. Then I had a race where I didn't, and I competed very well, so it's kind of faded away. So I feel like that would be like my biggest superstition. It's kind of just part of like my pre-race routine. Um, but I think that's probably my biggest. Yeah, making sure I get an ice or a Epsom salt bath in before my races.
Yeah. Um, let's see. What do you eat before race?
The night before, I tend to either have Olive Garden or Mod Pizza, um, both just for like high carbs. And then after that, like right before bed, maybe 10 or 11, normally 10 o'clock, maybe 9 o'clock, I have four waffles. And that's kind of my night before routine. And then day of, if it's like an afternoon race, I'm normally having a big lunch, trying to get it like 5 hours beforehand. And then I have a granola bar right beforehand.
Yeah, fun stuff. Remember, Olive Garden, you can't get on DoorDash, just so you know. Um,
Thank you.
my pizza is pretty good too. It's like the
Yeah.
kind of like, do you like creating your own, or is it like, yep, someone's got to make it. You can do what you want with it, but maybe I want what I want.
Yeah. I kind of have my like go-to. I really like barbecue sauce on pizza. So I get some barbecue sauce, some chicken, some onions, some spinach for the iron content, and yeah, it's really good.
Um, let's see. Favorite course to run at.
Caspen, by far. I love Caspen. I feel like a lot of people come into Caspen thinking it's like the most like a super challenging course. And it's challenging, but I like the challenge. And then an honorable mention, Mount Brighton, the Mount Brighton invite. That course is the hardest thing I've ever ran on. And it is, I think, um, one of the most helpful courses I've ever ran on. Just to like the whole rest of the season after you race there, you like understand. You see a hill and it's like big, but it's not as big as the hills you ran up at Mount Brighton Invite. And I feel like it's really important just to like know like, hey, I can run on so much taller than what this is. So yeah.
Um, what's your least favorite course?
Averill, which I don't know. I think that's the name of the course. At least that's the meet. Um, I do not like the course at Kensington. I don't know what it is. That hill at the end is hard. And you got the end sprint. I do not like it.
And last thing, what's an interesting fact people might not know about
Um, I really like Taylor Swift. She's a great artist.
All right. Don't go on Ticketmaster.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to
Did
throw that
not work.
in there. Yeah. All right. Tyler Langley, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. And best of luck in track season. We'll have you on maybe before track season if you want to.
Awesome. Thank you.